Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you, committee members. First of all, I'm here representing the Federation of Canadian Municipalities. We represent 2,000 communities across the country from coast to coast to coast. FCM is a national voice for Canada's municipalities across the country, and we also deliver the Green Municipal Fund in partnership with the federal government, and the programs help advance Canada's trade and diversification in the broader geopolitical environment. Mon nom est Tierney, conseiller pour le quartier de Beacon Hill-Searville. I am a proud city councillor here in Ottawa and the incoming president of FCM. Canada is a defining moment, and municipalities are here to rise to the challenge. We are building and maintaining roads, water, sewer systems, transit, community infrastructure, and enabling new housing and economic growth. We are also responding to everyday growing problems within the homelessness crisis unfolding within our communities from every single size of community from coast to coast. We want our message here to be clear. The 2026 budget must strengthen the partnership between all orders of government and invest at the pace and scale that local infrastructure and help us power Canada. We must also work together to end the homelessness crisis. Budget 2025 took an important step forward through the creation of the Build Community Strong Fund. The recognition of the municipalities has been long understood. Local infrastructure is the backbone of the Canadian economy and essential to meeting the national priorities. Municipalities are ready to build, be it housing, strengthening our trade corridors, improving productivity, supporting defence resiliency, and the challenges of climate resiliency. Success depends on local infrastructure. Municipalities own and maintain 60% of Canada's infrastructure, yet we receive 8 cents on the total tax revenues collected by Canada. The winding down of the investment in the Canada Infrastructure Program creates an urgent need of renewal of long-term investment. Specifically, FCM is calling for the federal government to scale up the dedicated municipal infrastructure investments through the Build Community Strong Fund and to work with the provinces and the territories to maintain and expand the infrastructure previously delivered through the ICIP. We specifically recommend the significant acceleration of direct delivery and communities of the stream of the BCFS, which will ensure that the partnerships from provinces and territories is dedicated to municipal allocations. Canadians, we know that the net of the infrastructure is simply offset by the existing funding available that is delivered to communities. This matters because the infrastructure delivers the results. Every dollar that's invested in municipalities generates $1.8 billion of impact in Canadian economy and supports 9,000 jobs. Rural and Northern Canada cannot be left behind, with more than $108 billion in rural assets in poor or very poor condition. Securing dedicated funding for rural and northern municipalities under the Build Community Strong Fund is essential. When it comes to homelessness, but this is a conversation not only about economic growth and job creation, this is about the quality of life and dignity of Canadians. Homelessness across in Canada has increased by 20% in the last decade, 20%. In the rural, northern, remote, suburban, and urban communities alike, local governments are responding to the growing encampments, rising shelter demands, and the increased pressures on the emergency community services. Mayors and councillors are doing everything they can, but municipalities can't solve this on their own. Canada needs a renewal of the National Housing Strategy with a much stronger focus on homelessness and homelessness prevention. The national crisis is requiring an ongoing national response. Communities need to be able to have stable, predictable funding for significant growth. This program reaching a $3.5 billion permanent annual funding indexed with inflation. Stopping people from falling into homelessness is the first key to success. And while we're calling for a renewal investment in non-market housing, supportive housing, portable housing benefits, and the prevention of focused programs. To tackle homelessness, we must recognize housing, healthcare, mental health, and addictions, justice, social services being all connected. Municipalities are ready to work with the federal government, the provinces, the territories, Indigenous partners, community organizations to make sure all Canadians have a place to call home. In conclusion, Budget 2026 is the opportunity for the ambition of the national leadership, investing in local infrastructure and building strong community funds. And of course, I look forward to any questions you have for us today.
Great. Thank you very much.